So did Nick Fuentes just say what has been happening this whole time? Did he say it out loud that he is, in actuality, a Democrat? Have we all been psyoped and tricked into this? Okay, so I'm talking to you all. Have you been a listener of Nick Fuentes for a long time? Or are you just now listening to him? Because I know a lot of you all are listening to him. I know a lot of you all are hearing him out there. Have you been for the long time, like since he started doing all this? Because there's a lot of newbies, and I would consider myself a newbie. I really did not start listening to him till last summer, 2025. That's when he kind of started becoming more and more mainstream. I liked him initially because he's a Christian. He cares about conservatism. He cares about America. He loves America. But now he has changed a little bit. He's saying that he is a Democrat. And you would think that maybe I'm coming to this and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're a Democrat. I can't believe it. I've been psyoped. I can't believe it. Really, I don't care about a stupid label of Democrat. But before we actually dive into it, I want to look at the clip itself and see what Nick says for himself. He's gonna say some words. I hope it doesn't offend you, but it's Nick Fuentes.
I care about affordability. I care about foreign interventions. I care about the border. I'm a non-woke moderate Democrat. I think the GOP needs to be destroyed. I think the corrupt criminal government of Trump needs to be slowed down. We need to impeach the orange. It's time to put this nigga in a peach. Trump needs to be placed inside of a crystal. He needs to be impeached. This fat orange, tiny hands needs to be impeached. And then in 28, no Vance, no Rubio. We have to burn down the whole party. I care.
So, thinking about all this, what broke Nick Fuentes more? Is it Donald Trump or is it Israel? That's a toss-up. But in itself, I would say like the Donald Trump route. I think his heart is broken because he's a person that he was a J6er. He went to like January 6th, went to that whole event that happened, was instigating it. And then, like, what turned me off, pretty much the only thing, with Donald Trump that I have against him, really. There's a lot of things he's done, like, great and good, and some things bad that people would say. For me, it was how he did not stand with his supporters that went out there and put their necks out on the line. I know that it was probably feds got in there and they just made a bigger spectacle, a craziness happened, and then the media ran with it and made it seem like it was the end of the world. But Donald Trump, he got his people there that day, and then whenever he went off into the sunset, we didn't think we would see it from him again. And I think that really damaged and hurt Nick Fuentes because Donald Trump didn't stick with his people. It is kind of weird because he couldn't keep posting. He didn't have Truth Social at that time. He was kicked off of Twitter. But you see, it seemed like he would have been able to do more. I just think that Nick Fuentes, we are being tricked by him. His whole game he's being real, but it seems like something is happening behind the scenes that is pushing him forward because he is blowing up the conservative right. And it's been like, because everyone is following suit. Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, all the other big names, Ian Carroll that are out there, and just so many people. There's this, like a bomb, a nuclear bomb has been planted in the conservative right, and it has exploded. And that nuclear bomb is Nick Fuentes. He's eviscerating everything. You would think that Tucker Carlson just came to this knowledge by himself and Candace Owens is doing. No, they're really just following the footsteps of this young man, which he's incredible, that his gifts that he has. But I like him generally, but he goes off in directions I do not agree with at all. It's so weird because I almost got to caveat this and say I support Israel, but in a weird sense, like it's not that I support the government of Israel or just like everything that they do is great, but it's like I think that there is a sense that they have an election, a calling that we should stand with them. Like we should recognize that at least. Maybe not agree with everything they're doing. It's like if you're supporting Israel, are you for killing babies and murdering people? No, that's a lie to say that. That's a complete lie. It's misrepresenting the truth. That it's like, obviously, if someone's killing a baby or bombing someone that's innocent or whatever, I mean, that's war in itself, but it's like, I don't want that at all. But all I'm doing is, and most people that support Israel, is like, you recognize the calling that they have. It says God's calling and election are irrevocable. And Nick Fuentes and what him being planted in this and just like blowing up the right, he is aligning more and more with the lunatic radical Democrats. And it has come full circle, and we're seeing it point blank right before our eyes. And it is this idea of like, I do see like Catholicism lines up and just links arm with Islam. And I think a lot of the people that got into the Nick Fuentes game, if you're not coming in with it and you're not watching him with some skepticism, if you have to with everyone, don't just like believe everything he says like that it's the truth. Like, I mean, it's not like he's meaning to lie, but it's like, is what he's saying, is it good for you? Is it good for our people? Is it good for America? Like, and you really got to come to it with a skeptical nature, or otherwise you'll be led astray, because he has been blinded by Israel. I don't know what else to say about it, but hatred, Israel hatred. He wants them destroyed, wants them out of here. He doesn't want to see them, and it's not like I'm trying to be as gracious and charitable as possible to him. And it's like, I don't think he would care about me being charitable and gracious to him about this. He's in this like stance. His feet are locked in that he's opposing Israel at all costs. And all these other people, these grifters, they are grifters. And you can see I'm not a grifter, because the writing on the wall is not to support Israel. The writing on the wall is not to stand for Jewish people, because, and I just go to like Jesus. He said, if woe to you when everybody speaks well of you. That's what he said. And so it's like, if you're going with the crowd and everybody's shouting and saying, yes, yes, hurrah, hurrah, and just like bashing on something or going towards some political aim, you might want to check yourself. Like, if you're just going with the crowd and with the waves, you might not be in the right side of history or the right side of eternity. If you're opposing what God has put in place. And I mean, I am open to like being like disproven, like that you want to say Israel's not God's, he just had them for a time and now he's moved on to something else. God's really fickle like that. He only loves you for a certain amount of time, and then he kind of gets tired of you, He makes a covenant with you, and then he says, I was just kidding, everyone. I just wanted to joke around. I didn't really mean it. And I think that's what a lot of people think when they come to Israel. I'm not defending everything that they do, their choices. I'm not in those rooms that with Netanyahu and all those people, they're making decisions and, and doing what they're doing their thing. I'm not defending that, but I'm recognizing it's kind of like it. And I'm not, this is an analogy, like your parents are your parents. And it's like, it doesn't matter if they're doing something terrible or whatever. You're still supposed to honor your father and your mother. You're to recognize them. It's the same way with Israel. God is giving them a unique blessing and calling and election. So it's like, that's where I'm at with all that. But Nick Fuentes, with this whole like shift that he has taken, it's because he has been deranged by Israel. That's all he sees is Israel. And I think that is like where everything's going. The divide is happening. And I know more people are going to go with the hating Israel and wanting to destroy Israel. Go the full Dan Bilzerian route and want to destroy them. Like, so, and I don't care. I'd rather be on this standard of truth, what is right, what is good in God's eyes. But you got to be nuanced. We're not defending everything, every decision, every call that they make. We're not standing in front of that. We're recognizing the Bible, God's word. That's the thing that matters at the end of the day. Political waves are going to turn it, like it goes one direction and it goes back. It goes one direction, it goes back. It doesn't matter. It's like, and if you want to be a grifter and just go after clicks and views and that's all you care about, like whatever. Great. You'll have maybe some success. That'll be your thing. But I mean, I care more about like, I don't want to like, after I go through all this, then I sit back, man, I wasted my time. I misled people. I turned a whole group out there against something that is precious in God's eyes. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's recognizing Israel in their place. You know, you don't have to love everything that they do, but Nick is bought into all this, and he's misleading a lot of people by it. And him coming out and showing his colors, I think he is. I honestly don't think he's like being paid under the table to destroy the right. I think that these are just what he believes. But I do think his brain is malfunctioning because he doesn't see clearly with Trump and he doesn't see clearly with Israel. And Trump is his own thing, you know. He's just a imperfect, fallen person, you know, probably doing the best he can, doing it for his own purposes, his own means. But it was that when Donald Trump turned his back on a lot of his supporters, or he didn't stand with them initially, I think that hurt me. I mean, it hurt me. And I wasn't into J6, or I didn't go there. I wasn't like, but it rubbed me wrong because it's like, those are the people that went out there and you just left them hung out to dry. And I think that Nick actually being one of those persons, you know, whether you think he was a Fed and just put there or whatever, I don't think he was. But I mean, everybody keeps saying that. It is so about all the Fed thing. One of the things that is weird is Elon Musk calling him a Fed. That's a weird deal because, you know, Elon Musk was a part in the government for a while. So I don't know. But I still don't think he is. I mean, but what is you're a Fed? Does that mean you talked to a federal agent and they told you something? I don't know. He got off scot-free. I don't know. I don't want to say, I don't know about that. You know, Nick knows what's going on. He's put forth receipts, but he's a good talker and he can talk himself out of anything. But what do you all think? Are you? I know who is listening to this is gonna we stand for Nick. We love him. Whatever he says is gospel truth. I like him, but I don't agree with everything. I think you got to be nuanced. You got to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. You can be skeptical. You don't have to buy into everything that the person you love says. We can disagree at times. All right, we'll leave it at that. Smash that like button. If you want, follow me on X and Instagram at Brandon Vogel. And have a great rest of your day. See y'all.